Instagram. All right, are we live? We
Yes.
are live, people. Let me go live. There it is. I had to wait till we go in on Instagram. All right, welcome to Chat Her Up. Today, today we have myself, Joy. We have Clinique, Callie, and we have a guest today, Jamila from Atlanta. And now
Okay.
we got Demisio finna pop in.
Hey,
And
Divas.
hey,
Hey.
and Montique, I'm sure, is going to pipe in at
Yes.
some point
Is
as
this your
well.
daughter?
Yeah.
What?
Mhm.
Oh, we
Yeah.
having a guest appearance, honey. Yes, my look, the
Wait.
friend of the show, honey.
Not just a guest appearance. We have a peach in the building. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's a Georgia Peach.
Mhm.
Yes,
Yes,
honey.
okay.
So let me just we're everybody wants to get to the meat of this episode.
Yes.
So
Yes,
to
sis.
get to the meat of the episode, I'm finna, since we don't have um a
Chapstick.
chapstick
Wait, I
moment of the
did.
week,
I now wait. I did. Okay, go ahead with the chapstick moment.
I
No, that's
don't
what we were
have
saying. We
one.
don't
So
have
I'm
one.
saying, since I
Oh,
don't have a chapstick
oh.
moment,
Well, I do.
go ahead.
Okay, go.
I'm so sick of them Beverly Hills girls and they bullshit.
Oh, that's not tea. We doing Atlanta.
Wait.
We only doing Atlanta. That's not chapstick for yeah. We only doing Atlanta.
It has to be chapstick only for Atlanta today. Well, I guess we don't have one.
Or anything in Atlanta. What's the chapstick? You got one? Go. Go
I
ahead.
I don't know. I was going to listen to whatever Dee was saying about
Go
Beverly
ahead.
Hills because I didn't see it all, but I do see that some people are
Oh yeah,
glad that
go ahead,
that she's
D. That's
gone.
go
Go ahead,
ahead.
Dee,
Go ahead.
What?
with your
About
Beverly
both. Go
Hills.
ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm just sick of them and they bullshit. First of all, because if I gotta sit through another season of Kyle and her line and Dorit being broke and her and Paddington Bear getting a divorce, Erica still decorating them two closets and Sudden kissing Kyle ass and Bo's clicking down, they can keep that shit.
Yeah, I said that. I think this was going to be my last season of because I don't uh Bose is everything I thought she was. I hate to say this and I might get flack for this, and this is just Joy's opinion, nobody else's. So if y'all gonna be mad at Joy. But there is an African trope that African women want to be white women. And
What?
Bowles literally comes in as this African trope. And I don't even think she realizes. Now, I'm not expecting just because you black that you're supposed to always take up for the black girl. I think that's ridiculous. But she is doing it. She is who I thought she was. And she's proving that. And how because she's getting a lot of flack right now for those that may not be watching Beverly Hills because there are two black women on there. Garcelle and Bose is this new person this season from Africa. And they allegedly teamed together and went against her hard on a reunion. And Garcelle was so mad that she quit.
But why? I heard she walked away. But what? Why? Come on now, Garcelle.
We
I,
don't
I
know. We don't
I
know
feel like
exactly.
to be honest with you, I feel
Mhm.
like Garcelle, this is just my opinion. I honestly feel like she already probably really wasn't coming back or was
Yeah,
maybe indecisive about coming back. And
yeah,
whatever happened at that reunion, if what everyone's saying is true, and my sources have always been accurate because they're friends with, producers and stuff. I understand why she left. Like I mean, she ran her course with the show. She been here five
yeah,
years. She kind of regurgitated her career, that
yeah.
was already popping. That was really, really popping. I wouldn't continue to stick around either and be around a bunch of bitches who showed me. And I'm trying to keep from calling them bitches, but a bunch of bitches that then showed me time and time and time and time again that they don't like me. Girl,
Yeah.
bye. And this is one reason why I really can't fucking stand Erica broke ass. for Garcelle to be so goddamn uninteresting, it just boggles my mind how this whole entire reunion is about Garcelle.
Yeah.
For her to
Because
be so
what's crazy
uninteresting.
is Garcelle, I like Garcelle, but I've even said, I hate to call it dead weight, but she didn't really do a whole lot this season. She really didn't have anything personal going on because she's been working. Garcelle
Yeah.
barely showed up last season. So I was even
Like how are
surprised. She's
y'all
been working.
upset?
She's
It's
been
just like
booked and
it
busy.
busy. How are y'all mad because it's just like how are y'all mad because her life is not in turmoil like y'all's are?
Exactly.
How was that her and Sutton's fault that they lives are working and that's it?
Or
That's not
you
their
think
fault.
Sutton's life is working because her pocketbook is big? That lady has
No,
issues. I
no,
don't
no,
care
no,
how
no,
big
no,
her wallet
no.
is.
No, what I'm saying is like Sutton's store and stuff like that, like, she's still working. Like she's still doing stuff. She's still like doing head of charities and all of those type of things. Like so she's essentially is working, regardless of whether it's something that we're necessarily into or not or anything like that. Because I
Right.
don't think I'm gonna be buying anything from the Sutton concept, but you
Well,
know
the
what I'm
Sutton
saying?
concept store wise is closed, so she ain't doing too much.
No, because they moved.
But where's the new one?
It's behind where she was already at. They've said this I don't know how many times, and it's online now.
Yeah.
Well, okay, they can have it out there and say it as many times. Well, I don't believe it till I see it because she's a
Yeah.
troublemaker.
No,
Hmm.
I'm saying like the store moved online and she moved buildings. That's
Okay.
really all that it was. But regardless of the fact, she still has other things going on outside of Housewives, whether it's something that we're necessarily interested in or not. Because I don't care about couture and all that other stuff, but it's a lot of people that do
Okay.
in her world. You know what I'm saying? Like in her world that she runs in, they care about those things. People like us, we probably really don't care. But in
Yeah.
their world, as far as Dorit and Erica and them goes, Sutton and Garcelle have other things going on outside of Housewives. People like
Correct.
Dorit and Erica, Housewives is their thing. And that's why I said if we got to go through another season of her and Dorit and Paddington Bear getting a divorce, and Erica still talking about Tom and decorating her two closets, I can't deal with it. We already got to deal with Kyle. That's like a non-negotiable.
All right,
Yeah.
let's look
Okay?
at Kevin's question and answer it. So, do you think that the relationship was real or fake? I'm assuming,
Who?
Kevin, you mean between Garcelle and
Sutton.
Sutton. It is fake.
I
That's
think
what
we'll see. I think we'll see once she leaves the show, if she continues to be her friend. That's a good question
yeah, it
because
is.
allegedly, when Cynthia was interviewed, she said she hangs out with her as well. They said she
Well,
cool.
Sutton just proved to me what I had already thought about her, honey, because the minute she was able to talk to Kyle and get back with the old girl Kyle, she kicked Garcelle to the curb.
That might be
And so
true.
that shows to me the same person I've always thought she was, which was not very much.
Yeah, I mean, that might be true. I think we'll see
I
whether or not it was fake or real later.
I'll say this. When it comes to the Kyle and Sutton of it all, Sutton has wanted Kyle to be her friend from like the very beginning. So this is not anything new that we are seeing. I think Garcelle is just now to the point where it's just like, girl, if you're gonna be dumb and still want to try to be this girlfriend when she clearly showing you she really don't want to be your friend, girl, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And as far as like Sutton sticking up for Garcelle, do I think she should? Absolutely. As much as Garcelle sticks up for her, she absolutely should be sticking up for Garcelle. But at the same time, we get the same Sutton every year at the reunion. Sutton don't really give much at the reunion. She don't really
Right,
say nothing at the reunion. So
right,
at the same time, I'm not really surprised that Sutton is doing what she is doing. Like she do this every year at the reunion. Sutton, from the time she's been on the show, which was as a full-time housewife, which is season 11 until now, she don't never give anything at the reunions, like ever, like ever.
But you ain't got to sing to me. I know. I watch it.
Yeah. But
all right.
I think
We like
also
10 minutes in. We had
okay,
enough of Beverly Hills. All
okay.
right, let's move on over to Atlanta. What do y'all want to get to the meat of this, or do you want to start from the beginning and go through?
Just
You
start
know
from the
that
beginning.
you want to start from again. Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
because I did
Because you know what
enjoy
I was gonna say,
Kenya's
Joy. Let's get
and
right to the
Kelly's
Let's
meat.
get
scene.
to the meat of it.
But if
Yeah,
you want to start from the
I did
beginning,
enjoy Kelly's and
yeah, I
Kenya's
don't care where we
scene.
start.
All right.
I
Flag.
enjoyed that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. We'll go through it. Let's start from the beginning. Flag one. It opens. This I'm gonna call it a flag because I wrote notes this time. Wrote number one, open scene. Britt said something I think is a flag. She said, and you all discussed it. She said that she typically doesn't have girlfriends, but because folks either love or hate her. When women say that, this part is my opinion. When women say that, I tend to think they're mean girls. Go ahead. No, no comment.
Well, I agree. I think that that is for me. That's always a big red flag. My question is, so you first of all, who's jealous? Who I'm confused on that part. Why? And then why do you feel that strongly to come on to a TV show your first season and make that like let us see that. Don't you We should just see that if it's real. You should not have to say that to me. Also, I feel like not only does it seem like she got problems with her friends, but she got problems with her sisters, which is
Mm-hmm.
also tying that back in
Yes.
a even deeper red flag of she just is something weird about her with other women, and from the looks
Mm-hmm.
of it, it don't really seem like I don't it's nothing about her to me like she's a beautiful girl, so I'm sure
Oh, the
that
film.
yeah, she's probably experienced some people hating on her, quote unquote, so I'm not gonna take that away from her, but what Nene said, she
Mm-mm.
got the eye,
But
but
she
she
ain't
do
got the
not
teeth.
have the teeth.
She
She
don't.
I
do
mean,
not
Okay.
have
yeah,
the teeth.
and
Proceed with
it
caution.
it was a red flag for me from the get go because she has
Go to
mentioned
Mexico.
that she doesn't have many friends probably 10 times in these last 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Go to
Before
Mexico.
she beats somebody, she'll say a little bit of her history, and it always includes, "I don't really have a lot of friends." We already know that, and we believe it.
Right.
Okay, so we can
Right.
skip on over. Hmm.
Point two. Britt admits to being a fan by stating she had preconceived notions of Kenya's personality. And
Absolutely,
here's my opinion. This highlights why mixing veterans with a fan is a disaster waiting to happen.
big time.
Being fans, we think we know these people because we've been watching them. This is a problem. Go ahead.
It really is. Britt seems like she's been at home for the past 18 to 24 months, really planning on what
Yep.
she was going to say, when she was going to say it. What did Kenya do 2 seasons ago? I'm going to come back at her like this or that. They should never do that again. Now, I know the shows are good when they bring on new people, but
Hmm.
not new fans. I mean,
I agree.
she is a
Mhm.
clear fan, and she
Yeah.
needs to just, I still a vista, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Point three, I thought was just interesting. Porsha's scene. Porsha had her cousin Londi in there.
I saw,
She's the
yeah.
one
Yeah.
that dies in
Yeah.
August.
That
This
was
was this
sad.
was either filmed in June or July, and unfortunately, she passes early August.
Hmm.
So I did want to note that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
I
sad.
didn't realize that she was still working for Porsche, so I was glad to see that she was because she had Dennis fire her from the restaurant. Remember that conversation
Right.
that they had? So I was glad
Hmm.
to see her bring it back up and that they were even still
Mm.
working together. But it was a good scene to see
I
her.
didn't know she passed. I didn't know that
Hmm.
until getting on social media. And they had said that, and that was, of course, it's always sad when somebody passes away, but she
Hmm.
also just seemed pretty level headed when
Hmm.
Portia had her show. So I hated to hear that online.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it was sad.
All right. Next point. Point four. I think it's no, yeah, point four. Drew, this is still in Portia's scene. Drew was trying to take Portia's people from her. She's straight, and Portia said she wants to be her. And um, something else that Portia said that stuck out that makes me think that Portia doesn't, well, she doesn't outright own Go Naked. She's the face of that. So that also makes what Drew did was trying to do with the photo shoot, it makes
Hmm.
it more offensive because
So go ahead, cause what?
well, Portia has no control over that. Portia can't even fire Drew.
So I thought that was a really interesting conversation
Yeah,
because I've wondered how is Porsha really out here running some businesses like that. So I was kind of glad to hear that she does hire other people and she is the face, but she really has no control. And
correct.
she hopes that Drew gets fired. So I
Yes,
thought it was good to know a little behind the scene as to how her business
It's
really
run.
works.
Yeah.
correct.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, I
Interesting.
thought that was interesting too.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else want to comment on that?
No.
Point five. Ralph and his shirtless confessional.
Ciao. I cannot with Ralph now today.
Let me tell you
It was
something,
giving
honey.
Peter.
Ralph is hot.
No, Peter.
When Peter, me and we was just watching season 6 like
Uh-huh.
last week, and it's like, why do Peter have his own confessional? Like, why is
See.
Ralph here? Why do we need to see like why and what you shirtless? Where
Yeah.
is your shirt?
And stay in the basement. I mean, come on. Nobody wants to see you.
But
He's
I can
hilarious.
tell y'all one thing, honey. Ralph is hot.
I
Okay.
knew you.
I was
Dang, I
like,
knew you
ooh.
were gonna say that.
I was like, ooh, Ralph, honey. Good
He's good
Lord,
looking.
Drew.
Yeah,
Drew,
he
let
He's
me
he's
cook it.
fine.
Drew, can I visit the basement?
Is
He's
So
his head
fine.
shape
silly.
funny though? He has like a smashed head. Other than that, he's real cute.
Can I visit the basement, honey? I promise you I won't stay down that long.
You know what? Ralph was a waste of time, but okay.
Point six, still on Ralph. Is he a narcissist? Because according to Drew, he is. Yet she doesn't know the
I
definition.
think both of
Wait
them
a
have
minute. Wait a minute.
narcissistic
And this is
tendencies.
proof that that word is overused. Go for it.
Yes. She said, "Oh, let me look it up." I'm like, Drew.
I think both of them have. I don't know if I want to say narcissistic. Like I agree. I feel like that word is overused to the point where we really don't know the definition of what it means. I
Right.
think they're both manipulative. I'll say that.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think Drew is highly manipulative. It's actually scary to watch her in some of these scenes because I
Really?
believe when Ralph, because I think he talked about this. I think at that last reunion where she started singing in
Hmm.
front of him, that was, and it just got awkward. But and I know he had mentioned
I
that
mean,
at that
Ralph is
reunion. Even
narcissistic, though.
you
He's
say you
Sorry.
what?
think
I said Ralph is narcissistic. It's sad that she didn't know the damn word that she was using just because it's popular, but he is.
I don't know. I mean, I don't. I mean, I do know that Ralph likes himself in the mirror. Okay, I get that. But other than that, I don't really see. He doesn't really do anything that
I mean,
that.
girl, look at what he's doing with the whole house situation. Like, that's.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the basement though. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
It looks like they're respectful though.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it seemed like they was flirting a little bit. I felt like in that scene as well.
Child, I think they still screwing,
Yeah,
child.
but
Probably.
D, I was about to say the same. Yeah, I'm sure they have their moments.
I
Hmm.
mean, look at Ralph. I would too.
Because why is Drew okay? So if he bought the house and it was before they got married, and she is the main one working, why is she still in the house?
I
Why?
have no idea. That's the
I've
question
been
that I've been
wondering
trying to
about that because
figure
he
out.
outright owns it, but it is marital property.
Yeah. So and I don't think he can afford to leave.
I
I'm
don't
just
know.
saying.
I don't
That's
know.
So
what it
anyway.
is. That is what it seemed like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that Ralph, I don't know that Drew has been the money maker for them. I kind of got the impression that he bought that house himself. So obviously he can pay for it. He
They said
bought
it
it
was for the
himself.
kids.
I don't know what does he do?
He works in tech. I don't know exactly what he does, but I do know he works in the tech world.
And you make a lot of money in tech,
Okay,
depending upon what you do.
Is my background loud, y'all?
a little bit, but it's been louder, so it's fine.
All right, point seven. We almost there because I only got 10 points before we get to that scene. Point seven. Kelly's husband threatened her in open court. So she currently has a bodyguard. I think that's crazy. And she has a restraining order.
It's scary
Yeah.
because I mean, I wasn't really sure what to make of her, but this was a good episode for her. I thought.
Yeah, it
Um,
was. I love that
yeah,
little whole exchange between her and Kenya and seeing
yeah,
them
no,
both so
I thought it
Mhm.
was real
vulnerable.
good. But
And
I
it's
mean,
just
it's
like, the
serious,
audacity of her husband.
right? You
God,
have to have
looking
a
the way
guard
you
around
look.
because he's threatening to take your life. I mean,
In
this is
in court.
crazy.
In
I
court.
mean, child,
In
look,
court,
my
yeah.
thing is, look at how he looked. The audacity, honey.
Right. That's what I'm like.
Please,
Have you
yeah.
seen that dude?
Wait a minute. What do you look like?
A
A mess.
mess.
A
Okay.
mess.
Freddie Jackson.
A
Look
hot,
a mess.
funky, moving mess. Should be ashamed of himself, actually.
The daddy from Fresh Prince.
You know what?
Girl,
Not the
no,
new one either. The old one.
no, because at least Dr. Phil
Yeah.
was a little
Big
handsome.
difference in those two.
Dr. Phil was a little handsome.
Well,
That
but
man,
hers does sound. I mean, that sounds pretty serious.
Yeah, right.
So
Yeah.
I hope nothing happens that we would end up seeing on the show to talk about if he's been that easily brutal with her. She's
Right.
a 5 foot tall girl. I mean,
Yeah.
and he looking like two.
You think
Uh,
she's 5 feet?
She's short.
I meant to
well,
put that
according
in
to Andy
question.
Cohen, they measured her on Watch What Happens Live.
How tall is she?
5 feet. She's 5 feet tall.
We the same height.
You only 5 feet tall?
That's it.
Joy, so cute. I'm 5'3".
I'm only 5 feet.
Yeah, I'm 5'3".
She looks so short next to them.
She does look short.
what
But
do y'all think about what
Wait a
Kenya
minute.
said?
Wait a minute. I'm getting that. That's point.
Okay.
That's .8. Kenya cries talking about her $400,000 investment in her spa. That's Brooklyn's college education. Kelly gives her words of encouragement and admits that she likes Kenya.
I thought
Yeah.
that was a really sweet scene. I also
Mhm.
liked it because they love to run with this narrative that Kenya is always,
She's
keyword
not
always
vulnerable.
mean
Yeah,
to the
she's
Mhm.
new
not vulnerable.
girls.
Yeah.
And she's not always mean to the new girls. That was a very heartfelt scene. Also,
Yeah.
me personally, I feel like Scary Money don't make no money, and her salon is an investment that she's hoping is going to
Hey,
probably triple
Sorry, that
that,
was
double
something.
that.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that that was an issue, and I love to see the more vulnerable side of Kenya. I'm Team Twirl. I'm a
Me
Kenya
too, honey.
stan.
Twirl.
I'm a Kenya
Twirl.
stan
Twirl.
down. So
Twirl.
I love when other people get to see those moments because Kenya has been that vulnerable type of girl. So
Yeah.
I love that scene.
Wait a minute. You and Joy are totally different on that.
yes,
Yes.
yes. We
I'm
know.
Yeah.
team
Wait a
twirl
minute.
all
I
the
Team
way.
said,
Twirl.
I posted today on True Social. I'm so mad at Brittany because she got me staining for Kenya. I
And
could
you know how many
stand
people
Kenya.
have that posted? Everybody is saying that.
Yeah.
Y'all got me supporting Kenya. I don't like
Yeah, like
Kenya.
I'm staining for this girl.
Child, that's how I felt the whole season of Potomac with Mia making me side with Giselle. So I get it, y'all.
Oh God. Oh God. He did not just say that. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, point
But
9.
yes,
We
wait, hold
almost there.
on, hold on.
Okay.
I did enjoy that too. And like you said, Jamila, Scary Money don't make no money. And if all is still, girl, sell the building.
Yeah.
Okay. So, when I first heard about Kenya opening up the salon, I love Kenya. I know she's trying a lot of different businesses, but I don't think that a salon was a good thing to do
Me
because
either.
I mean I
I
just
thought
never
she
did.
should have done what Robin did and franchised an already name that, you know what I mean, that was already out there,
Or
because
something.
you can bring people in.
Yeah.
You already got a fan base. You already got people that want to go there anyway, that's probably been driving across town, if you positioned it right, at another place. So that just a lot of times just makes sense. But if you have a need and she got it in the right spot and it's luxury, and I think Kenya was banking on the fact of her being on this show where you got a constantly, you have a
Yeah.
constant ability to advertise for free. Well, not for free, but you got people coming through the doors. Think about Candy. If Candy had just opened a chicken and waffles or whatever, the first set, whatever it was that she opened, the old lady game initially, and she was just Candy, had never been on this show,
Mm-hmm.
she's had the ability to advertise season after season after
Mm-hmm.
season after season, and I'm sure that Kenya was banking on it. At least have a couple of seasons to be able to do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
I mean, I just
Wait a minute, we
feel
ain't finished. We ain't got to the good stuff.
I just still feel like Kenya should have used that money on something else. Like
I
you
do
already
too.
got the hair care stuff in the CVS's and stuff like that.
Right.
So girl, you should have
And
ventured off into did something, maybe clothing or maybe hair extensions
right.
or something like that. Should have been something different.
And I get why she did hair because her hair is beautiful and but the whole salon thing, that's a lot of money. And
Yeah.
Kenya has been vulnerable in talking about her businesses before where she was simply trying to push the hair products. And now she has the product she's still trying to push, but now $400 in debt for that salon. That if I live in Atlanta with all that talent in Atlanta, I'm not going to leave my person to go to her salon. It just, oh, and what I was really thinking, it came back to me. Kenya has a lot of fans, but she also has a lot of people that don't care for her. It
Correct.
might have been a better situation if she weren't the face of her own company and it wasn't in Kenya Moore, honestly,
Yeah.
because that
That's
can
why I
hinder people
thought that
from
it would be
going.
good for her to have somebody else's
You
franchise.
know,
All right.
what Kenya
Yes.
should have used that money to do?
Good.
Renovations and houses because she knows what she's doing. When Todd had got that apartment and they was trying to figure out what to do with the key, he was like,
Oh
do
yeah.
this, do this. Like she should have did that. And I could have seen
Yeah.
her doing that, like building some houses, some little small little
Yeah.
$100,000 houses, fixing them up, maybe two,
Those
just to
don't
see how it
exist
was
in
going.
Atlanta no more. But yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
I
Let's
No.
go to point
it's
12.
well,
Let's
hold
go
on.
to,
Can
okay,
I
go ahead.
add just a little
Yeah,
something
go
to
Hmm.
ahead.
that? I actually think that the hair salon is a brilliant idea that does go with her brand already that she's been building. I dislike when people like Candy jump around to too many things, especially if it's not really a
Your
part of who you
passion.
are. I say all the time, I don't understand why Candy has a boutique. Like she just started recently, like I would say dressing well, and it's because she has a stylist. That's not on her own. So to me, it makes sense for
A new
Kenya.
stylist, Jamila, at that.
Right, right. So yeah, but for Kenya, it's like okay, she came on the show, very long hair. So then we get the hair care products, and now we have a hair salon. For me, that's what I was saying earlier. I would actually go to the salon. I just hope it's good quality because that's also just my concern with that's a whole another conversation for another day is that these celebrities open up these businesses and it's not ran
Quality,
properly.
yeah.
But I don't know, I like the idea, I like it, I don't know.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
would take
I
that.
wish I did too. I just didn't. I don't think she'll get that much support, and I hate to feel that way because I like you. I am a Kenya stain, but that's a lot of money. I'm just yeah. Mm.
Yeah, we'll
All right.
And
see.
she's not the hairstylist she's not the one providing the services. So
Yeah.
she's hoping it's just going to be her name that puts it out there. And I don't, people like Brittany, they ain't, other people that don't like her, they already have a preconceived notion. They're not going to support her. That was the only reason I thought, ooh, Kenya, I don't know about this one. But she's a businesswoman. I am not. So I wish her nothing but the best.
Yeah.
All right, point nine. We almost there. Point nine is Dennis films with Drew. And she asked Dennis to bridge the gap between her and Porsha. And his response was, you are basically you're
You
gonna have
out
to
there on
handle
your
that
own.
yourself. Yeah.
You know what? No comment about that really for me. I mean, yeah, no.
I
All
thought the
right,
scene
we
was
can move on to
weird.
point 10. Point 10, we getting into the meat of it.
All right.
Point 10, it starts with Kelly and Britt on the phone speaking about going to this restaurant called The Bank, which is in Bankhead, which according to them is in the hood. And
Oh.
Britt asking whether or not she's going to be safe. And all I kept thinking the second time I watched this is the irony.
Like,
That is
oh my
wild
God, I'm so sick of
considering what she
her.
does in a few minutes.
I'm
Okay.
I'm so sick
You
of
are the pistol
nasal.
toting little wannabe.
I am
That's what she
so
is.
I'm
Pistol
so
toting
sick of
wannabe.
nasal
That's
Edie.
yeah.
Nasal Edie. I'm tired of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
Tired of
am
nasal
too.
Edie.
Hmm.
Already. Already
All
we ain't
right.
on number episode 4. And I'm sick of her and her bullshit.
Point 11. Kenya, I mean, Kelly, I mean, not Kelly, it was actually Britt, didn't like that Kenya didn't give her a full hug.
I can't even believe we talk. Like it's. I feel the same way. Sigh. Like what? What? Why are
Like,
you
He
girl,
didn't
mad?
like
you
because
I
are
don't
Jimmy.
want to hug
you
you
are
Yeah,
the way you
no.
want.
delusional. You are delusional. Like for real, you fighting with yourself,
You've been waiting on this moment. Ooh, Britt been waiting on this
girl.
moment.
She
Oh God.
has, girl, and got red.
Mm-hmm.
For one little line.
One
Right.
a girl, two little lines, child, two little lines, and it was red and the end
Mm-hmm.
and
Point
paid
12.
dust.
Did Drew buy something from Kelly's event? And
I don't think so.
and ain't no way I would pay $2,000 for no blazer for no 13-year-old.
Well, she said
And
she bought it and
so,
they sent it to her and she showed her, so
She
she said it
said
was
she just
sent.
seen the text messages. She didn't see no transaction.
yeah, and then she quickly threw
Oh,
out, but I see Genesis text message. Yeah, so she still hasn't seen a transaction. But Porsha bought something, and Porsha was like, I ain't spending my money just for my attorney. Drew, so do we really believe that she bought something and ain't showing up yet, or what? I don't know what to think.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I don't
child,
I
she
know.
think
probably
Drew be
didn't buy
lying.
nothing. It ain't no probably.
While Drew was trying to show evidence of a purchase or something close to it, Dennis texts Drew.
Which is that's crazy.
I was so tickled by that.
And then the look on Portia's face.
Well, it was in a well, at least it was in a group chat.
Right.
Yeah. They ain't going that detail. They just want to see Dennis and then start some more trouble. But yeah, Dennis though he listened to Portia pretty good because he quickly said, "I ain't in there. That's between you and Portia. I ain't got nothing to do with it." He's trying not to make his baby mama any madder.
And I
Drew
mean,
is out of luck with her.
number 14, point number 14. I think y'all mentioned this, but I thought it was nice to see Kenya and Portia Kiki a little when they was talking about them rolls and what's in. She's like, "What's in the egg rolls?" And
Mm-hmm.
they was like greens or chitlins or peach cobbler or something.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of reminded me that you kind of wish you had a season of them getting along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it looks like it would have been pretty cool, pretty interesting. I would have liked that, but
We never know though, because Kenya didn't see him long, so who knows? They could have turned left real fast.
True.
So it's just like, yeah, but knowing how Kenya and Portia is,
yeah. Mm.
I'm
Point
just saying.
15. Portia Shade and Shamia song saying it's
Girl,
Drew. And she kept on reiterating while
wait.
everybody
She's
else
a
around
hater.
Samia
Just a
was
hating,
celebrating her.
jealous ass
I said
bitch.
this to my daughter, and I'm so tickled. I said Portia is Joan and Shamia is Tony, and I'm
Oh,
making a
this,
girlfriend reference.
yes.
Tony was getting married. Portia can't be happy for her friend when life isn't where she wants it, and it's really sad.
But you don't
Like,
think I recognize my best friend's voice? No, you obviously don't.
you clearly
Of
don't.
course not.
She kept talking. Like she did not shut up. She just
She
and
was
it's
she was
It
so
was like
sure.
the underground railroad conversation. People was like, "Girl, just shut up."
She
it
was
feels like
so
she was doing
sure.
that on
Yeah.
purpose to
Yeah, yeah,
distract from actually listening to. That's why I'm like, Portia actually is her. It's beyond just small jealousy. It feels
yeah.
envious. It
I was
feels
just gonna
like
say that,
that type of
Jamila.
jealousy that'll have you messing up your friend makeup, messing up your friend hair. It's that type of.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
coming
Well,
out in a weird way to
well,
me.
telling your friend, girl, that's cute when you know damn well that
Exactly.
ain't cute.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
Because you
there's
don't
some
want
that
her to
too on
look
there.
better
She
than you.
she
Yeah.
wants all of the flowers for her and her situation. She doesn't want to see anybody else happy. No matter what she says, she shows us a totally different side.
And
That's
it
not her
makes you
goal.
remember like old details, like Portia not really going to her wedding that she had overseas.
Yeah.
Portia doing all that
Yeah.
bullshit during season 9.
But
Or
Candy
you
went to
talk
the wedding.
about with Phaedra,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
And if
she
Shamia
went
had
hard on Candy for no reason.
and if Shamia had any sense, I would have never been Portia's best friend no
Exactly.
more anyways
I
after
heard
that.
they talk about that at some point, by the way.
Yeah, that
Because
was
somebody
crazy.
asked her about that in the interview, and she said we kind of deal with it a little bit.
I mean, because Shamia is who Portia wants to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Happily married, $9 million house, legit Rolls Royce, not one from Quad's
And Shamia
boyfriend.
don't live a soft life. She wants to work because she actually gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning and do a morning show. Ain't no way HE double hockey sticks I'll be doing that.
I'm up that time of morning, so it wouldn't be a problem. But yeah,
I'm
no,
up that
I
morning
hate
too,
to
but
see
not at
her
no
like that.
radio station.
I hate to
Oh
see how
yeah,
jealous she is
no.
about everybody.
Shall I be like, I'll be maybe like going to the gym and maybe
Yeah,
taking me a little walk in the park and
I
then
would be
getting my
living
day
the
started
soft
at
life.
like 8 or 9 o'clock. Then I'll be going to like my business or something like that.
Yeah.
Once the sun came up, you know.
All right, next point 16. Porsha has tea on Charles
That was
and
so rude.
and waiting to tell it. How much y'all bet it's about little Charlie?
I don't think it's that.
I think you don't think so?
I think it's he probably is cheating. That's what I think it's something. Because to me, that's not really tea. Like it would be because at least from the viewers' eyes, we haven't seen a conversation with Angela actually telling them like about her kids and her family makeup. So I can't see that
She
being tea.
did when she introduced us.
I remember seeing that in her confessional. I don't remember seeing that with
It
her
was a
talking to the
confession.
girls.
Yeah, it was a confessional. Yeah, you're right. It was.
So I don't feel like that would like that's not to me that wouldn't be tea at this point
Well, that's
of the
probably why she
season.
didn't tell it. That's probably why she didn't tell it. It would
Maybe,
just be messy to even bring it up. Like, why would you do that? Like, yeah, I got you.
but I think he cheating. That's I think it's something of. I do think it clearly got something to do with the man. I think
Yeah,
it's something else though.
it might be, but Portia shouldn't be the one bringing that up because she don't want nobody to say nothing about her
Facts.
situation.
We ain't
Let's
even
be
talking
Exactly.
about her
honest.
man yet.
Like, girl, please.
Yeah, yeah. And if it is that he is cheating, well, obviously it won't be the first time because apparently he was cheating back when she was on Wendy too. I mean, so this is nothing new for him if that comes out, and
Correct.
she's probably used to it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is sad, but
which is
Cough cough
sad.
Robin Dixon.
Wanda
please
is not cheating.
Right. Like
leave
nobody
her.
had
Please
Robin
leave
Dixon
her
is not
tired,
here.
late, stale ass where she at with that boring performance on Traders. Could have kept her, child.
They got rid of all. They went against the housewives though. There's a rumor we could have had that as the tea of the
Oh, I seen that.
What?
Mhm.
allegedly on Traders, both Nene Leaks and Tiffany Parler, aka New York, is supposed to be on Traders this year.
Oh,
I'd be here for that, honey. And it was.
I
Oh,
I
would
think.
most
love to
deaf,
see
and
it.
they bet not get rid of Nene.
well, I don't.
But at the end
I
of the
can
day,
see
they can
Tiffany
keep.
being
They
on
can
there. I
keep.
can't
They can
see. I
keep
can't see
putting them
Nina.
housewives on there. But at the
Mm.
end of the day, ain't nobody gonna ever amount to Phaedra Parks. I don't give a damn.
Right. Let's just
I
put that
Phaedra
out
don't
there
give
now.
a damn. They can keep
didn't
putting them
do it.
housewives on there, but ain't the only person from Bravo that I could even see coming close to Phaedra as far as performance wise is Quad. Well, that's it.
I don't
That's
know how
it.
you threw Quad out there.
Because Quad is performative, like Phaedra in the
She
word.
It's
definitely
so oh
performed.
my
Yes.
Yes, she
God.
is performative.
Wait a minute, my daughter don't even like Married to Medicine, but she like watching clips of Quad.
It's so
Quad is
funny.
off the chain. I don't even know what to say.
With her
I
little
seen a tweet
soap opera
recently.
dialogue.
Right. Somebody was like, why every time she talking, it sound like she performing something from The Color Purple. That is what it be seem like. What is going
No,
Mm-mm.
on?
Jamila, I've been telling Jordan them forever because I love soap operas. I was like, I could definitely see Quad being on like The Young and the Restless. Like, I
For sure.
swear.
For
Yes, you
sure. I
have
see
said
that
that.
too.
She would
Yeah.
give a great, like, her husband cheating
And
on
she
her and she
probably would
finds
make a
out.
terrible actress. That's what makes it so bad.
Real
Yes.
true.
Oh
She'll be
my
like
God.
Nikki.
True.
Remember when on the Parkers when Nikki Parker was was so passionate about the professor, and they called themselves putting her on the soap opera. It was with the lady from A Different World, Jasmine Guy, and she was a terrible actress. That's how terrible Quad would be. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
terrible.
But it would be okay because in the soap world, like a lot of them can't really act for real, but that's the whole point of it being a soap opera. It's supposed to be
Yeah,
over dramatic and ridiculous. So
right.
I think she would be amazing because baby, when she was with Simone, no baby. No. Oh God, I would live. But, but continue, y'all.
All right, point 17. Let's move on. This is y'all ready for this? Who you think asked what color panties Kenya had on? My guess is it was Britt because she
Wait, who?
upset her.
Child, what y'all think about Kenya
That
coming in
would
with
be
that
very
teal,
weird, but
and everybody else got on black? That's just such a Kenya
Oh,
more move.
Yeah, that was such a Beyonce moment. I
yeah.
wasn't mad at her though.
And I
But
love that Angela didn't even care. You know what I'm saying? Angela was just like, girl, whatever.
yeah.
Like, it is what it is. Sit your ass
It
down.
would have
Like,
been a little tea if she would have made it into a thing, though. That would have been a
it
moment
would
that
have
she
been,
could have grabbed. She could have
but
grabbed that
then
moment.
Britt would have kind of jumped on that. So I'm glad that she didn't.
Yeah.
That
But
is
I
true. I
thought
would
it
not
was
like that.
funny that somebody actually wrote down on a piece of paper what color your panties because I said Britt
that
was
is
red.
weird.
My
Like
And
thing is
who
why
Porsche.
Portia
writes
got to
such?
follow up talking about she has the biggest JJ? I mean, how you see all that, Portia? How?
And then I'm gonna tell y'all something that irritates me about Kenya with them ugly shoes. She can't have the ugliest heel choices sometimes.
Wait,
See?
let me. I gotta go see what
Gosh.
these shoes look like.
I hate them grandma heels she be wearing. I hate those
Right,
heels.
grandma
Oh my
Grandma
God.
Hold
heels?
on.
I hate them type of shit. And she do it all the time, bro. Like, it's like the outfit be great, and then you go to the shoes. It's
what
like
her shoes
Kenya.
look like? Were they out the back
Girl.
or
Line and
something?
see because let's see, Kenya. Ain't it?
Just go look at the
Wait, I'm
shoes.
still like, let me go find
I'm
it.
looking. I'm looking. Hold on.
It's just like you could like they're just like I don't know. It's just like the shoes just never the heels never match the outfit. And it annoys me.
Girl, see nothing wrong with her shoes?
I hate them heels, them type of heels. And she do that often now. She do it often. What?
I don't see that.
All right, last point.
Okay.
The question that turns things around.
Yeah.
Why can't you talk to Britt kindly? But
No.
it's still your
No,
comeback.
no, no, no. It was another comment before that one. That
That
was
wasn't Britt though.
but it was Britt
It
wrote that
seemed like
question.
it was.
Britt wrote that question.
She even corrected when Drew, because she, first of all, apparently she can't write. So when Drew was reading it out loud, and she said something something woman, and Britt literally was like women.
Women, yes.
She wrote
You
that,
know
which is
what?
it's just weird.
Child. But yes,
What
and
was
then
that question? I do remember that.
That
What was
was weird. It was
oh, it was
something
like, why are
like,
you worried about married women or
yes,
something like that?
yes,
Oh
And yeah,
yeah.
and Kenya was like, I don't know, it's a habit. And then she
And then
laughed, and they
laughed it
was
off.
like, they was like, what? And she was like, no, of course I'm just kidding. And then that's when Britt came in with the, can you, speak to
it
Britt
was
more
three
kindly?
questions about Kenya. Did y'all not notice that?
Well, I
yeah, I
noticed that only
did.
because Kenya said, "Dang, I've already had my questions."
Yeah, she was like, dang, I'm popular tonight. That's what Kenya said.
Yeah. So they just Jamia just closed off her little music. I don't like that little song, but you know.
What was it?
And
Huh?
now they're about to ask the questions
Oh
for yeah.
But
I don't
yeah,
know why everybody was asking her the question.
then Joy, and then not Joy, but that's when Britt started off with the, well, can you speak to Britt more kindly? And then Kenya
yeah, okay.
Like,
responded,
why you
Let me keep going. Wait a
begging?
minute. Let me keep going. And then Pena comes back and she says, okay, you want your moment. And then she
Mm-hmm.
says something about a moment. And Kenya said, I am the
well, no, no,
moment.
no, no. Kenya said, I can speak to everybody kindly. And then Britt said, well, I'm talking about me. I'm talking about me. And I'm just like, this bitch.
Well, but see the problem, and I started to post this, but I get to posting some crazy stuff sometimes. The minute Britt asked the question, "Can you speak to me without an attitude or whatever?" The first thing Kenya said was yes.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So the
I
fact
can
that she
talk to anybody.
eventually
Yeah.
came back and said, "Well, I'm talking about me must be," that's when I said, "Oh, she do want a moment," because Kenya
Okay?
already said yes the very first moment you asked the question.
Like, girl,
She
Brooke
wanted
Logan.
her moment. I was like, Jesus Christ, the girl is schizophrenic. Something ain't right. Single white female ain't got
I've
nothing
been
on her.
saying that too.
Mm-mm-mm.
Like, girl. What?
Yeah.
And I, like I
But
said, I live for Kenya because Kenya said, "Go ahead and have your moment," and Britt said, "No, you want a moment." Kenya said, "I am the moment." You
I
can tell by
am a moment. I was listening to
everybody's
that
face was
too.
like, "Oh!" Everybody, Angela in her face was like, "Uh oh."
Drink in her hand.
Wait a minute, hear this. Can you speak to Bri?
Thank you for that.
I promise. The answer is yes. I can speak to everyone kindly without an attitude. I think I have.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're talking about me.
She said yes the first moment she asked the question. So the fact that this little girl is even trying to continue and argue with her, she wanted her moment, and this is so obvious. The fact that Bravo even still has her on the TV is such an insult to all of us dedicated fans.
Yep.
I
I
agree with
Yep.
that.
agree.
I
Yep.
definitely agree with that. But
Yeah.
for whatever reason, when Kenya walks away and really won't go backwards and forward with her, Britt was really upset. I think she was
Mm-hmm.
upset more with that. King and them all trying to get out the door. She's literally behind her trying to antagonize her, saying things like, I have my pistol with me.
Yeah, where's
Like,
my
why?
husband? Where's
Right.
my
Right. Where's
husband?
my
Where's my
husband? Why
husband
he
that
even there?
that loves me? Girl, your
Nah.
husband gay. Shut up.
Y'all know how I feel. I'm a married woman of how long we been
Uh,
married? Either 27. How many?
Long time.
We've been married 28 years. I do not. I think it's so weird for any married woman to use that as a flex because
yeah.
your
And then
marriage.
your husband gay. Girl, shut up.
I agree. I see it too. I seen it the first scene he was in.
Like, girl, your husband to tear somebody like me up. Shut up.
I don't know if he's gay or not.
I
Girl,
don't
he
think
don't
he's
like
gay. I
her.
think
He
he's
don't
a
like her.
I think he controls her though. I think that her sister's claims are probably true. And I'm gonna tell you why. And that's only because I'm finna get really kind of, in my opinion, because I think I can psychoanalyze a lot of people, and I may be right, may be completely off. But Brittany was a for real, straight up WHORE.
A whore.
And when you have decided to be with a girl like her, men usually become very territorial because they know they can walk in any room at any point, and it's possible that the woman that you pick is sleeping with other people.
Yep. And you
So
see
that's
what
why
I
he
said in the
on the
group chat
set.
earlier.
That's why he on the set. That's why he's always around. He's always in her ear because essentially he don't trust her.
Because what did he do?
Yeah, and let me also say this.
Acts. Well,
Girls
it's his
like
job.
her tend to also like men like that. As
I don't
long as
think they're
they
in a
are
real
giving them
relationship.
a
Girl,
soft
he
spot.
gay. He gay.
I
He
think they're in
gay.
a business
He
agreement.
gay.
I
He
do not think
gay.
they're in a
He
relationship.
gay.
I think she runs that relationship. He's there, but he's quiet. He's meek. He
I
could
don't think he's
just
quiet.
she
He's
I
gay. He's
you don't think he's
gay.
quiet?
He's
No.
gay. He's gay.
I
I
can't
think
I
they're
don't even
in
see
a
him having a long conversation with nobody ever. So I don't know.
I
It's
mean, just because he may not be talking around people, he's the
mm-hmm.
type to sit in the background and pull the strings. And I bet you, I can guarantee you that if Porsha did, I mean, if he did, she decides to push some independence. He's like, what's his name? What was Portia's first husband name? Gordell.
Cordell.
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 Yeah, it's something like that. Like, you're my thing. You're my object. You're who I post on my arm. So
That
Yeah.
yeah, and I can see it. When her sister said, I can't even have a conversation without you,
Yeah. Yeah.
without him around. I definitely can see that. I don't know if he's gay. I haven't. I tend to look at Southern men a little
He
bit
gay.
differently because I tend to think Southern men aren't traditionally like really hard
how we know he's from the South though? Everybody from Atlanta. Most of us ain't from
on
Atlanta.
migrants. Yeah, I know.
So
Angela's
he
nose
who
looks
knows where we
so
don't know
good.
nothing about him for real. That's why
Girl,
I
we don't
think
know
they're
nothing about
scammers.
him. We don't know nothing about her. She's a scammer. She's trash. She's a fucking fraud. And the
That's what
truth ain't
Jamaica
in her.
I think she's
scammer.
really I serious, and I don't know if you have to say allegedly. I don't know if you got to say that type of stuff
Yeah,
out
say
here, but
allegedly. Say
yes,
allegedly.
I think allegedly. I think she is a scammer. I'm convinced, and I think
Oh,
we'll start to see
listen.
that over the season.
It's already came out as you to the viewers, y'all know I do another show called No Chaser, and a person reached out to him. This is posted on the channel, to where she had a back in, I don't know how long ago this was, so it's within like the last decade or so. She was doing opening a dance studio, and the girl sent all this money and all this other stuff for photo shoots and all this other stuff, and nothing ever came out of it, and they never got their money back.
I think I do remember seeing something. Can you send that to me?
I
Because
will.
I seen that, but I ain't read all of it. But
I
I'm
will.
not surprised. She gives me scammer, as I'm telling y'all. She gives me
Joy,
scammer
remind me
game.
to send that to you
Okay.
later.
I think she's a scammer. I think that is a business relationship. That, like, seriously, to the viewers, it seems like, oh, he ha ha ha. She told him she loved him, and he said, yeah, love is important. Huh? Huh? Like,
Yeah,
that's
she
crazy.
she probably thinks, because he comes quiet off to all of us. She probably thinks he's someone that she can really control, and he thinks the same thing about her. But something tells me it probably wasn't love initially. It's scammer. Something's going on there. I can't wait to
Yeah.
hear
I
from
mean,
you.
her husband's hot, to give it for what it's worth. He's hot. He's definitely, you know, yeah, but girl.
I don't
Wait
know
a
what.
minute. So they actually get outside the door. Oh, I see them shoes. Them ain't hardly no grandma's shoes.
I
I
know. I
hate
feel
them
like we
Yeah.
shoes. I hate them shoes.
Ain't
I
no
hate them.
grandma would ever wear them hooker looking shoes.
yeah,
Them
grandmas
is them
listen.
is
They do not match a
ugly.
grandma moo. She's fine.
Them heels is ugly. I'm sorry.
But I just was watching. But anyway, they get outside and
She's still being
she
delusional.
keeps screaming, "Where's my husband? Where's my husband?" He finally comes and they walk outside. And when they get outside,
I'm gonna show you today.
he then says that she got whips and her pistol. So twice she's throwing up these pistols. Now, the reason I bring that up is because in real time,
She
when this was
lied.
happening,
She lied.
she sent out a post saying that she has never handled a gun in her entire life, which also means that not only were you lying, but you were capping. Like, how do you
Mm-hmm.
think it's cool to talk about your pistols and your whips about another woman that you're angry with, like you're gonna do something to her?
And then we
And
black, girl. We are
yeah, like,
black.
seriously,
Yep.
that girl
Ugh.
is like, I hate to see black women do that. Do you
Yeah,
hear
and
me?
more importantly, though, not only did she do it, Bravo allowed it.
Yep.
Yes.
Bravo put this stuff on TV. You hear her doing it. Your cameras are right there. But you
Now,
kick Kenya
and,
off.
and she, in my opinion, while what Kenya does is flat out wrong,
Yes.
No, it
Brittany
wasn't.
shouldn't have
No, it
been able
wasn't.
to
No, it wasn't.
film after this
No, it
scene.
wasn't.
She
No, the
shouldn't
hell
have
it
been able to
wasn't.
film after this scene.
If
I
you
mean,
ask,
really.
if you ask me, Kenya didn't do enough.
Uh, well, listen. I mean, I don't think it should have happened. She shouldn't have showed those pictures. But when you think about everything, if someone is threatening you with a pistol, whether they have it to your head or not, I got to do something and to some way, hopefully, make you shut up. Showing
Yes.
those
Yes.
inappropriate pictures might have been that thing. But this is Bridge.
To be
I'm
honest,
saying,
the only thing that Kenya did wrong when it came to the pictures is she should have chose another time to do that. She
right,
should have
Now
it's none
that
of
waited
I
till
your
they.
agree with.
business.
She
That
should
I
have
agree
waited till
with.
they had like another dinner, or another
I
like group
agree.
scene or
Yeah.
something.
Now,
I don't like she did that.
I don't think that had she done it like that, it wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah.
I don't
But
even think
not at your event though.
not at
No.
your event
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in
because
no.
front
that's
of
hurting her
strangers.
own business, the one that she's been working for. No, mm-mm.
Yeah.
But I mean, I get it. You can't when you're doing something that serious. You just cannot determine how somebody else is going to respond. Brittany probably never thought one of these housewives would bring up her pornographic past.
I
You
don't see
My
know,
how she could get on the show and
my
think that
name
that was not
is
going to be a topic.
my name is Brittany
And it's
Edie.
interesting that we have now seen two people that Rick Ross that mess with that have gotten in a scandal of
Yes.
revenge porn.
who's the
Yeah.
first
Because
one?
that girl that was on Netflix.
The wags to
Yes.
riches.
Wags to
Mm.
riches.
Stoney, I think her name
Yeah,
was.
she used to mess with Rick Ross as well.
Hmm.
And she got, before it was illegal, I don't know if it was before it was illegal, but she also had some issues with, she was apparently a sex worker
Mm.
and she had some explicit pictures out there. I think it was before it was illegal, but it seemed like it's been, I know it's been illegal here in St. Louis um when my baby was first born in 2008. It became illegal,
Mm.
or it may have been 2009 when it was put into act, but I know it was voted in 2008 because when I went back to work, when I was in a middle school, that a situation happened with an eighth grade girl sending a full picture of a boy, and he sent it to half the eighth graders
Oh,
in
Oh
while,
my
I remember you
God.
telling me
in
about
the
that.
middle of math class, and it got really, really dangerous. Girl, they shot up his house that night.
They
They
did?
shot up that boy's house. Yes, the police had to escort him to and from school. It was a mess.
Oh, I remember that happened to one of my homegirls when we were in junior high and she was dating her boyfriend at the time. He was in high school and they had like a really bad breakup and he posted her news and stuff everywhere and she was like in tears and all of
Oh,
this.
that girl walked out the building. Because when I say it was half the eighth grade class, it really was, because I'm up here screaming at kids saying, put your phone up, put your phone up. And one of the kids said no and put that phone in my face. I was like, oh my God, my eyes, my eyes. And
That
That's not funny. That's not
I had
funny.
to call that
But
boy's mama. He was one of my kids. I had to call it. It was really him and his aunt. It was the one of the boys was my actual student's first cousin who was temporarily staying with him. I had to call that boy mom on the phone and tell her what happened.
that's
it's
sad.
crazy. They was too young for that.
That girl
Eighth
never did
grade,
go back to school.
eighth grade is crazy.
Yeah.
Eighth grade doing all that is it's a lot. It's a lot. Like they were 12, 13 at best.
Yeah. But anyway, it ends with I just thought that Brit was weird. But when what bothered me, and I'm glad that Kenya didn't react, Kenya actually heard her talking about the guns.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
when she
Yeah.
got in the car with Porsche, I believe it was Shamia
Yeah.
and somebody else.
No, I think you were just Portia Kenya and Shamia.
Okay, Kenya actually tells them what that she was talking about guns. So Kenya had sense enough to know that that was too far.
Yeah,
That
it
was too,
was.
yeah, that
You could
was
see the look on her face. She was
Yeah,
Crazy.
like,
because
I know what is going
When
on.
Portia was like, I'm gonna go the other way, child. Can you say, go that way so she can do something to me so we can get rid of her ass?
She did. It was funny.
That was crazy. I'd
I,
like,
yeah, I'm glad we get to see it. And then next week, I think that'll probably be the last time we'll see Kenya for this season.
Wait,
yeah, that'll be my last
y'all.
episode.
I got something to show y'all really quickly. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Got my camera on. Can you guys
Uh-oh.
see?
What?
Make sure my
Yeah, I see your thumb.
hush. I'm finna put it up there.
Uh,
Great eating. And you're watching
oh, I saw that.
Site TV.
Um,
Brit
Great eating.
Edie.
And you're
oh, I said who said that? Yeah.
Me.
Yeah, I mean, Brit
is she?
Eady she has a whole website out there, y'all. The comments are still there and some of the pictures, but most of the pictures have been scrubbed. But the comments that used to be under that were that where you could tell it was a picture was
Uh-huh.
there are comments. There are men commenting about her.
Now, in that video that you just played, D, is she drunk or on something? I mean, 'cause she's just
That was
really
her
in tune.
advertisement.
I mean, but do you think you can you act that way natural? I mean, where are you on? I mean, because she was all, oh, dear, and I'm your model girl. What the hell was going on with that? It just looked like there was something else taking over her body.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
thought it was weird.
it
I
was
just
very weird.
that's that video I sent to you, Jamila.
Yeah. You know how I feel about to
She
play.
thinks sex workers are okay. Go
I
ahead.
do. And I hate the fact because the reality to me, especially with the brand of this show being I get every woman is not a housewife, but what is a housewife looking for in a man? multiple things, but one of those things that'll probably be in the top three is a man that provides for them. So to me, it
Mm-hmm.
just seems ironic. And I get that that's one of them the hot takes that I have, but I don't like the slut shaming and sex worker shaming that constantly happens on the show. Even taking it back to Marlo, it's troubling to me that that continues to be like that's not a read to me. That's what I was saying earlier. It's not a
Oh
read to
child,
me.
well, oh well, she should have shut the fuck up.
I get that Kenya's gonna take it. I get what Kenya and I know Kenya. That's my girl. I keep saying Kenya forever. She's gonna take it to hell. She
Cause
don't be
let me
starting it.
tell you something, honey. If I get into it with you and I know you as a hoe, that's the first thing I'm gonna say, girl.
I get it. I get it's fair game. I
Just
get
like
it.
when
I
it comes
just
to like fat shaming and all that, I got into it with somebody recently, and she came for me for being gay. So I said something about her being fat, and then she was like, "Oh my god, now you're fat shaming." I said, "Well, shut the hell up, then, fatty. Be quiet."
I get it. You know that I get that. That's of course that's what the girls are going to come at her with. But to me, I just feel like it would just be simple if people would own like we really don't care. Honestly,
Yeah,
like
we
we really
don't.
don't
Overall,
care.
we don't. Like, if you a hoe, you a hoe. I'd have been a hoe. I was a hoe in college.
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
And
it is
you
what it is.
I'd be like, and I didn't leveled up my life, you know what I'm saying? My past, now I'm a married woman. We would respect her for being more honest,
Yeah.
which and it's so crazy. I seen somebody say, if you close your eyes, she really do sound like Mia. She does.
I've been saying that. That was me. I've been saying that she is Mia. Mia has created a persona. And she's this almost valley girl, and she's rich, and she wants to be a businesswoman, and
Oh
she
my
wants to be
god,
respected and
stop,
so, and she
stop.
drags the last syllable of every sentence. And Brittany does the exact same thing. And when I was
Sounded
watching
like
her,
Malika and Khadijah.
yeah, when she,
Yeah, they're annoying too.
yeah, but when she
Sheila.
They're annoying too.
But
They
when I
are.
was watching her in that kitchen and when her first scene with her husband, I was like, this is Mia. She has created this persona in her head. And that's what she's going to present to us. Because I always say, just like Quad, if you watch Quad yesterday when she was going off on Simone, that's Quad's real voice. It's just like Dorit. Dorit's accent comes and goes.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
when
so
she
you
got
have
into it with Simone in that dressing
yes,
room, that is the
yes.
real Quad Rib, honey.
That's the real Quad's voice, and that's her.
Cause baby Quad said, "Shut the fuck up." I was like, "Oh."
That's her. Like you take them out of. It's just like when Mia was in. She had did an interview recently with DJ Applebox, and when she was talking to him in the
Why are you
studio,
calling that man that?
she was actually
Cause I'm
talking.
so like, who was DJ Applebach?
Apple box.
That's what Gary called him. For some reason, I can't remember his name. What's his name?
Ink,
Karen
ink,
is
ink.
sitting in jail.
I know. Why
EJ.
Karen? I meant to say I was gonna say that every day that we had
Every day,
I was
yeah.
gonna end the show with that. I actually wrote that down as a note. I was gonna end the show with I still can't believe that Karen is sitting in somebody's jail right now.
That is crazy. Giselle
Why we
said she's not
talking
gonna have her
about this?
wig.
We gonna
Mhm,
end every episode with that. I still can't believe that.
That's
mhm.
crazy.
And she's not in prison. She's actually in jail.
Yeah.
Giselle, I was listening to Giselle and Robin this morning, and Robin said she had found somebody's account that was a really a heavy Karen fan. And in that she had all of these women that talked about jail, and they talked about the difference between the two, and they were talking about day one, what happened. And she said when she was watching it, she said Karen's gonna be okay. Karen, she's gonna be okay. It's not as bad, as she was imagining.
She can use it to rebrand when she get out. Like to me, it really could make her. I get the circumstance of her going to jail is bad, but I feel like that's what I be wanting the girls to do all the time. Take it, run with it. Now, be strongly against driving drunk. She could take it and add it to her brand to make herself more
Yeah, I get it.
powerful to me.
I agree with that.
So
I
that's what
agree.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's too much. She's built up too much of a. Well, Karen can do some bad things, but she's built up a pretty good following on social media and on this show that
Yeah.
she's done something negative. Everybody knows about it. It would behoove her to come out and make something positive out of it.
And I think
she'll
that
still have a lot of
everybody wants
followers.
to hear from her
Yeah.
once she comes out. I don't think
Right.
that although what she did was horrific, it didn't end in a
Yeah.
situation where she actually killed somebody or something. She's
Right.
done her time, and it would be nice to
Mhm.
hear her come back more reflective.
Right.
Right.
I
In
agree.
in that way.
I
So
want to see her dressing. I feel like I would use it to rebrand. That's how I would come out. I come out of jail looking fly,
yeah.
looking fly, new mindset. That's how
Yeah.
I think. That's how I want to see her come back on the show.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
I need
So
Britt gone immediately. I
yeah.
need her off
Mhm.
my screen
With that
immediately.
being said, we're gonna go ahead and end out a little bit over an hour. And I
Mhm.
enjoyed the dialogue. I enjoyed talking to you all, and I hope you enjoyed seeing us. We've already ended on Instagram. So
Mhm.
with that being said, all right, y'all, let's peace out.
Peace.
Peace.
That was good. Thanks for bringing Jamila. Nice to meet you, Jamila.
You too. This was fun.
Mhm.
I woke up yesterday after I watched the episode. I had to make me a TikTok, a Twitter. I done got over 200 likes.
You need to get off Twitter. Open up a Blue Sky.
Uh, what's that? What's the thing with Twitter now?